Hey, what's up guys, it's Hedrymas here with another video. So in this video I'm going to be going over some tips for Assassination Rogue on Mythic Mythrax. Before I start, I just want to say that this is not a boss guide and you should already know what the abilities do, so this guide is just here to optimize your damage on the correct targets. These are the talents you'll be going for. You can also use Cheat Death instead of Elusiveness, it really depends on personal preference. Then you pick Exsanguinate because we want to burst the ad down as fast as possible. Toxic Blade has a 30-second cooldown and doesn't do as much burst as Exsanguinate, so Exsanguinate is perfect for this since the cooldown lines up with the ads. For the Azerite traits, all you really need to do is pick one Shrouded Suffocation trait. You can go for two, but that's not really needed. Later on, when we get more gear, it's possible to just go for any traits you want, but personally, I think Shrouded Suffocation is great, mainly because you can burst down a target really quickly. Now on pull, you want to do the normal opener, but without your Vendetta. So you Garrot, Rupture, Garrot, Envenom, then you pull your combo points and your energy. When the ad spawns, you Rupture the boss, since your pandemic effect will make sure no Rupture time is lost. Then on the first ad, you Vanish, you Garrot the boss, you Garrot the ad, you Garrot it again to get the full effect with pandemic, then you Rupture, then you Vendetta, and then you Exsanguinate. After this, you make sure you keep your dots on both ads for the full damage and the energy regeneration. If you are far away from the boss and you have your bleeds up but not your poison, use your poison knife to reapply your poison on the boss. This is important because you want the energy regeneration to do more damage. Now before the ad gets to 50% and disappears, make sure you reapply your Rupture on your Garrot. This is because when the ad despawns, your dots will still tick and it will allow you to get a lot more energy regeneration, which in turn is going to give you boss damage. This is because when the ad despawns, your dots will still tick and they will allow you to get a lot more energy regeneration, which in turn will give you more boss damage. For the second ad, you will also have your Exsanguinate up, so you do the same thing as you did for the first ad, but this time you do it without Vendetta and without Vanish. A note about the first phase is when you do these things, always make sure you are spread out for the orb. If you can't dodge the ad because range is being stupid and standing in the ad when you have to spread out, just run away. It's better to do less damage than to wipe. Also, when you have the debuff, you can sprint away and let it explode when it expires, or you can choose to run away instantly and cloak to remove the debuff. I do both of these depending on the situation. If you don't cloak, you have the advantage that you can cloak a beam from the boss or the ad if you get into a bad situation, so try to make a decision based on that. Now just before the intermission, you can use your Exsanguinate on the boss to get him a bit lower, or you can choose to save it for the ad. If you're low on ad damage, you might want to save it, but otherwise it's not very important. When the boss runs to the side of the room, you can keep DPSing the boss, but you need to make sure you're not next to another melee, because there will still be one orb that will appear. Now just before the cast finishes, try to reapply your Rupture and your Garrot, while also using Feint to reduce the damage you take to make the healer's life easier. After the cast goes off, some orbs will drop. I use Sprint here to pick up a few and then I get to the ad fast. When you're on the ad, you can just DPS like normal with Vendetta up. This is also why it's good to save Exsanguinate since you will stack them together anyway. When you run to the rock to stack up, you need to make sure you're on top of the rock and you try to pull some energy and combo points, so when the ads spawn, you can Rupture one, you can Garrot, and then you can just spam Shuriken Storm and apply Ruptures and build combo points. And with those combo points from Shuriken Storm, even if it's only 3 combo points, just Rupture some ads. You don't have a lot of time here before you have to move, so the goal is to get Ruptures on as many ads as possible. In most situations, it's only going to be 2 or 3 ads, but this will give you a lot of energy regeneration just to kill the ad quickly. After you've done this a few times and the big ad is dead, you can just run with the boss to the melee position while you stay spread for the first orb. Try not to pick up any orbs if the tanks have high stacks and they call for them. If they don't, then just pick up whatever if there's no one with a big amount of stacks. The orbs are just going to disappear if a boss or the ad uses their wave ability on it, so make sure the orbs don't get wasted. Now for the first ad here, you want to do what you did in phase 1. This time you don't have Vendetta, so I decided not to use my Vanish here. If you use your Vanish during phase 2, when it comes off cooldown, you'll have it for the second ad together with Vendetta. So if you don't forget about it like I did, then just feel free to use your second Vanish in phase 2. Now for the ad after that, you do exactly what you did at the start of the fight with Vanish and Vendetta, and pretty much the entire fight after that is just repeats of what you did before. Your next Vanish and your Vendetta will be on the first ad in the last phase, and then you just kill the boss. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this guide. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll reply to them within a few days. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you would like to see more of this content. See ya!
Run from destruction.
5, 4, 3,
Obliteration
2,
Way. Obliteration Way.
1.
Obliteration.
Oblivion Sphere.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oblivion Sphere. Obliteration Way.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oblivion Sphere. Obliteration Way.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Obliteration Wave.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Obliteration Wave.
1.
Oblivion Sphere. 1. Obliteration Wave.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Obliteration Wave.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Obliteration Wave.
1.
Oblivion Sphere.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oblivion Sphere. Obliteration Wave.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oblivion Sphere. Obliteration Wave.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Oblivion Sphere. Obliteration Wave.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Obliteration Wave.
1.
Oblivion Sphere.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oblivion Sphere. Obliteration Wave.